Hey everyone, Robbie Denham here with Denham Fitness, down here at the beautiful Waterfront Park again for Virtual Workout 2.0. Today we're going to do a full body workout. What we're going to do, we're going to jump right into it. So the first thing we're going to do is a shakeout. All right, you can focus on your breathing here, inhale and then exhale as you hit the ground. So we're just going to loosen up, all right, and we're just going to slightly jump off the ground on an inhale. And then as we hit the ground, we're just going to let everything kind of shake out into the ground on an exhale through the nose. All right, so follow along with me and we'll just go exercise after exercise. All right. Just letting everything kind of shake. Focus on your breath. Big inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. As you can see, I'm not jumping very much off the ground, just enough to get the body shaking. All right, continuing to work with the breath. I'm gonna open our feet up a little bit. All right, and we're just gonna do some lateral arm swings. All right, working out the hips and the torso. And what we'll do is we'll inhale through the front, exhale as we slap our hands to our shoulders. Slightly bend the knees, loosening up that upper torso and those hips, and of course the shoulders. Kind of letting your hips initiate the movement and just having your arms loosely up at a lateral position. All right, we're going to do a 360 hip swivel. All right, so we're just going to think about keeping water on top of your head. So try to keep your head as still as possible. Bring your hips forward and around. Gaze at something in front of you. Bring your hips forward, extended, and then flexing them back, pushing those hips back. And then switching positions or switching direction. Loosening up, freestyle it if you want to. All right, now that we got the hips going, we're gonna go to the mat. We're gonna do a 4-step hip stretch. All right, so we're just gonna get into a lunge position, like so. Almost a 90 on each leg right here. All right, we're gonna take the hands and we're gonna go down to the ground. We're gonna release just a little bit to get that stretch, bringing the pelvis straight down. And then we're gonna go into a reach back position. All right. Framing down, releasing the hands, coming back up, reaching back. You'll feel a nice stretch in the hip right here. We're going to do some static lunges today, so we want to warm up these muscles. Go ahead and switch. Bringing the hands inside the foot, releasing the elbows. Knee is over the ankle, and we're just going to reach back, stretching out that hip. One more on each side. Releasing the elbows. Coming up. Nice stable base. Reach back. And last one. All right, for a lot of the movements remaining, I'm going to give you a basic, intermediate, and kind of advanced option that you can do. So the first one we're going to do is a prone fly. All right, this is going to warm up the back body. All right, we're just going to lay down, and we're going to have our hands out in front, coming behind and touching and going back and forth. We're going to do this for about 30 seconds. Raising our feet, pointing our toes, tucking the chin. So my palms are up, in front they're down, in the back they're up. Don't forget to breathe. Now the second option here is to do Superman with your hands together and bringing everything down and then up, squeezing your glutes Up and down, reaching forward with your fingers. Forehead comes down with the feet and the hands. Warming up everything from the calves all the way to your shoulders. Alright, so next movement we're going to do is part of the movement of a Turkish Getup. Alright, usually this is done with a kettlebell, but today we're going to use a sandal. You can go and just use your fist up in the air, top of your fingers going up, or you can put a sandal or a disc or anything like that just to keep your stability. Now this is meant to go very slow, all right, but it's a very simple movement. What we're going to do is going to have one leg out straight, one leg here, 45 degrees off the hips, 45 degrees off the hips, 45 degrees off the hips right here. And then we're going to take our shoe and we're just going to come here and drive that up, sink our elbow and our other leg into the ground, coming up like so, and then coming down, pulling up, pulling down. Elbow is going into the ground. These are called alternating 45s. So in a Turkish Getup, there's about 5 movements to get you to the top. We're just working on the first one. And I'll show you on the other side. 45 degrees, 45 degrees, and then 45 degrees with a flat hand, digging that elbow, digging that right heel, pressing up, looking at it the whole time, and go. You can see how the sandal is staying in place. You got good fundamentals here. Digging into that right heel, digging into that left elbow. This is a total body movement. As some of you may know, the kettlebells are foundationally work the core. And this is a great example of that. All right, guys, that completes the warm-up. Now what we're going to do is we're going to go into another kettlebell type movement. If you think about the Russian swing, you know, at the top it kind of looks like a plank if you were to just move your hands out. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to do a hard style plank. It's not your regular plank. We're going to squeeze all of our muscles, activating them, and then for 30 seconds. And then on our break, we're going to do some rotations, some down, up dog if you want. All right. So let's go ahead and get started there. So with the plank, we want our wrist underneath our shoulders. All right. And you can kind of spread your feet here. All right, tuck your chin for a neutral spine. We're gonna press out of the ground, making a hollow chest and a hollow stomach, like somebody's about to kick you in the gut. All right, and then to get this started, we're gonna start and go ahead and squeeze everything. Your glutes, your quads, pushing through the ground, squeezing your hamstrings, tight, tight, tight. This should be hard to do for 30 seconds. All right, this builds foundational strength. This is good for anybody at any point in their journey in fitness. All right, and then as we rest, you can either bring it to a rotation to add a little movement, or you can go into down dog. Maybe you take that into up dog. Rotate the spine a little bit, give it a break, and then straight back into plank for 30 seconds. We're going to do this 3 times. This is the second one. Squeeze everything, wrist over your shoulders, hollow chest, chin is tucked, glutes are squeezing, quadriceps are squeezing, bringing those knees tight, hamstrings are squeezing. Go through your checklist, pushing through the ground, hollow chest, hollow stomach, quads, glutes, hams, and rest. You can do your rotation, down dog, loosening up those shoulders a little bit, and then the up dog if you want. And last time, guys, get back into your plank, wrist over shoulders, and squeeze everything. Hollow chest, hollow stomach, squeeze those glutes, squeeze those quads, bringing those knees tight, hamstrings, chin, wrist over shoulders or wrist under shoulders. Come on, guys, 10 more seconds. Hold it, press through the earth, hollow chest, hollow stomach, and rest. All right, I think that deserves a drink real quick. Got Phocus here today for electrolytes and caffeine. Speaking of pain, caffeine is increases pain tolerance, so gonna need that. All right, next thing we're gonna do, keeping with the static isometric stuff, it's a great way, especially if you don't have a gym right now or you're wanting to get back in shape. Static exercises are a great, isometric exercises are a great way to get that. So even as much as I've been doing exercise, I still have problems with balance on walking lunges and stuff like that. So what I always throw into a workout every week is some static lunges. This is gonna work on your balance, all right? So what we're gonna do is we're gonna do 30 seconds on, 30 seconds off, just like last time. All right, so go ahead and get right into it, and we're just gonna hold. We're gonna have our knee over our ankle, all right? 90 degrees, start sinking into those 90 degrees. You should feel a slight tension in your right hip and your back hip, all right? And you can go up and down and play with it, but we're gonna bring our hips as far down as possible, all right, to increase the difficulty of it. And we're just gonna hold here, all right? You can shake it out. 10 more seconds. All the weight should be in your front heel and in your right toes. All right, and switch. And what you can do is you can program this movement. You can start out 30 seconds one week, go up to 45 seconds the next, hopefully working up to about 2.5 minutes on each side. So you got your knee over your ankle, got 90 degrees on both legs, driving that pelvis straight down, feeling that stretch in that back leg. Shake it out a little bit if your arms are still pulsing from that static plank. All right, and let's switch it again. So we're doing 30 seconds on one leg, 30 seconds on the other. Take a break as you need to. And this will help with your balance if you're walking and you're wobbly. And switch. Go through some breathing patterns here if you want. Inhale through the nose, exhale through the nose. I like to focus on my breath. If I'm having a hard time with these isometrics, I'm like, hey, let's do 3 more breath cycles. And sometimes it makes it easier than counting it out. All right, this next movement, we're gonna do some hand release push-ups. And I'm gonna give you a couple of variations to decrease or increase the difficulty of the movement. All right, this is a great one because it works on push and pull in the same movement. All right, so we're just gonna go through 3 sets of 10 on this, and then we're gonna alternate that in a circuit fashion with some wall sits, deep squats with curls and stuff like that. All right, so multiple options here for all levels. All right, first thing we're gonna do is get into a push-up position, just like the plank. Wrists are underneath the shoulders, fingers are pointing straight forwards. Whatever you wanna do with your feet, you can do it. All right, and then as we come down, we want our elbows to come back, and then we're gonna release. So you can do this, or you can extend your hands, or third option, go straight forward. And then we're gonna bring them back to position and press up, come back down, extend, or just release, feeling that back body movement, come back down. Do one of those three every time. We're gonna do 10 of these. Making sure we're corkscrewing our hands into the ground as we come up to provide that torque in your elbows and your shoulders. If you need to put your knees down on this movement, you can. And one more, guys. All right. And as we come back up, there's 3 different options on the squat. All right. So what I like to do is just grab a wall, come down, put your back against it, come to a 90 or maybe even below. All right, and you can sit there for 30 seconds. All right. If that's too much for you or too little, you can go into a deep squat and sit here for a second, pushing the knees out, rotating. Maybe you have something here you can do curls with, opening up them hips. All right, and then come back up. Wall sit if you're doing it, keep going. If you're doing the deep squats, grab something to curl with or just sit there and come back up. All right, and if you want a little bit more difficulty on the wall sit, try and raise your calves. All right, this is gonna isolate a lot of the weight in your quads. All right, keep going, guys. All right, and good. All right, let's go back to the hand release push-ups. Wrist over our shoulders, corkscrewing into the ground, coming out, coming forward, or just hand releasing. Dropping your knees if you have to, or just doing regular push-ups. Doing 10 of these, our second set of 3. All right, back to our second set of wall sits. All right, we're just coming here. We can be up here, all right? You can be all the way on the ground. You can be lifting your heels. All right, we're doing this for about 20 more seconds. All right, you can go down into the deep squat, corkscrewing your feet into the ground, pushing your knees out. All right, working on that hip mobility. All right, or you could just be without a wall, sitting here and working on those isometrics. All right, we don't have a lot of resistance available to us these days. This is how we're adding resistance. All right, back to our last set of the hand release push-ups. Remember, we have corkscrewing our hands into the ground, out, release, extend forward, all the while tucking your chin. Your forehead should almost hit the ground at the same time as your chest. And as you can see, my elbows are almost coming straight back. All right, they're not out like that. I want those forearms almost as straight up and down as I can. All right, let's do 2 more, guys. 1 and 10. All right, last set. Straight into the wall sit. Go ahead and start that clock for 30 seconds. Whatever level you want to go to. You can even raise your heels if you need to on a goblet squat. If you have trouble sending your hips back and getting into that position comfortably, You can raise your heels off the ground with a board, something like that. Always corkscrewing your feet into the ground and coming into it. Give me 10 more seconds here, guys. All right, cool. And we're done with the workout. Okay, I'm gonna send you through a quick cool down. All right, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna stretch out that quad since we kind of worked it out pretty well today. All right, so we're just gonna grab our ankle. All right, the key here is to kind of keep this knee close to the leg, the knee that's straight. Okay, then we're gonna come out here. You'll get more of a stretch if you tilt your pelvis forward and switch. Tucking your tail, as some people call it, while keeping that knee there, and your straight leg is just slightly bent. All right, and then as we come to the ground, we'll come into a tabletop position and stretch out our hips. Windshield wiper one way, and then come down like this, stretching out that right hip. And if you need to, you can come down to the ground, bring your forehead to your hands or to the ground. Just relax into this stretch. A lot of times I want to tense up, but you just kind of got to let it fall and trust that your ligaments, your tendons are going to catch you. All right, and switch. Just windshield wiper the other way. Bring that right over the left, and then come back. If you want to, you can grab that right foot, kind of stack two stretches into one, keeping that right knee on the ground. And then I always like to end with a neck stretch. And we did this last time, but I like it so much. So we hold a lot of stress in our neck. All right, we're just gonna bring the back of our hand to the center of our back. Just slightly lay your hand on top of your head. And we're just gonna work and find what feels good there. You can do this any time of day. Release some of that pressure in this whole shoulder area right here. All right, everyone, that's it. I hope to see a bunch of you all down here getting outside, getting your vitamin D, and just moving throughout the day as the summer comes and things start opening back up. And head over to denhamfitness.com if you have any questions or interest in anything fitness. Thanks, guys.